For the sake of all the people you've killed, I'm going to beat you!
Hey guys, Warrior93 here with a new review for the Dragon Ball Z movie, Movie 13, Wrath of the Dragon. This is the second movie in the list of reviews of my Dragon Ball Z movie marathon, with the countdown to Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods in English. So without wasting any more time, let's get into this review. So the story in this is a little bit more complicated to summarize, but so I'll just try my best to do it. The story takes place after the Buu Saga, while in the 10-year gap between the Majin Buu Saga and the final World Tournament, where we see our heroes living their normal lives. This man deceives the Z fighters into bringing out Tapion, which inadvertently brings out the monster Hirudegarn, in which whose top half was sealed in him and the lower half was sealed in his brother. So there's a basis for our story. Part 1. Story. The story I thought was actually pretty great. The movie is a lot different than the past movies, which is a great thing. The bonding between Tapion and Trunks surprisingly doesn't feel rushed at all, and very believable due to the great script writing. In my honest opinion, I think I could tell you that this movie is all about Trunks and Tapion, but Hirudegarn is just a thing to keep in the action so they don't disappoint the fans who want the action of Dragon Ball Z. The really disappointing thing I thought about the story was Vegeta's appearance. He doesn't even appear until the end of the movie. When the fight is happening. Although I did say that this movie is about Trunks and Tapion, I thought Vegeta should have shown up, or at least been mentioned a lot more than what happened in here, being that he is the father of Trunks and Bulma did have a bigger part. So he could have had a bigger part in the story, just like Bulma, than what he did, instead of just being a fighter. So I thought that was pretty much missed potential. The characters in the story are accurately portrayed for the timeline they are in, and yes, that was for Vegeta as he is for the most character change. Part 2. Presentation. The presentation had a huge overhaul from the Broly movies and has made the characters look a lot better than before. As you could tell from even watching the movie that the budget was a lot higher than it was in the anime, giving it a crisp, clean look and a huge update on the characters, which is a huge plus for me. All the colors are correct, and the characters are well drawn out with their correct shades. The fights were well choreographed, and although a lot of ki blasts were thrown at times, but that was considering it was a huge monster, so there really wasn't much a choice other than to do that. And the Dragon Fist, I must mention, looked great. Some things I forgot to mention in the last review are the music and voice acting. The music I thought was very well. It was a step up from the Broly movies and how it felt out of place from the beginning. This one used it from the original soundtrack for the movie, and I noticed there was the orchestral version of the Dragon Ball Z Remastered theme opening, in which a lot of Dragon Ball fans love. The voice acting is always top notch, as for the English dub has always been. All the voice actors return playing their respective parts and haven't worn out from doing so. Part 3. Final Verdict. All in all, this movie is a must-see for any Dragon Ball fan looking for a story that doesn't only put the spotlight on Goku and gives Trunks a chance to shine, as the story is between Trunks and Tapion, and the story between them is so great you wish it was canon. So that ends this review, and next up in the Dragon Ball Z movie marathon is Movie 3, The Tree of Might.